it's very rare for a coach to have an opportunity to have back-to-back 10-win seasons in the NFL when the second season, in which it would be back-to-back, they had just one win in their first 8 games. But such is the case for the Miami Dolphins, getting set to try and win their 7th in a row on Monday Night Football against the New Orleans Saints, and the head coach in his 3rd year in South Florida. Joining us on the Mercedes-Benz Vans phone line, Brian Flores. How you doing, Coach?
Doing great, Rich. How are you?
I'm doing just terrific, and I appreciate you asking. So let's jump right into it. When you are 1-7, what do you tell a team that's 1-7? I imagine you're not in that position too often.
Well, I think my message to our group was, look, there's a lot of parity in this league, so there's a small margin for error, and I think we were on the wrong side of that margin for a few games this year early in the season. So, I think my message to our guys was just continue to work the way they have been working, but also, we just needed to, just play better situationally. But at the end of the day, just stick together, keep doing what we were doing, and that things return.
I guess it is the ultimate one game at a time approach, right? I mean, that's such a cliche, but in your case, it seems to have worked here, right?
Yeah, I think that's always been, kind of my approach, and our approach here is, one play at a time, one game at a time, 1 week at a time, and really try to put our focus on, the task at hand and not think about, what's happened in the past or what may happen in the future. And I think that's I've always felt like that's the way to get, the best results in the present. So that's kind of my message to the team at all times.
Was there a moment in a game, or maybe one that we didn't see watching Miami Dolphins football, where you and your staff thought, okay, here we go. Like this is the turning point. This is the pivot. This is where we're beginning to play football like we know we can play it.
I would say it's probably in our in the Buffalo game. We lost that game, but I think we had been been struggling for a few weeks prior to that, and the first half of that game, Buffalo's got a great team, and we had played up to our capabilities, in the first half and really into the second half as well, and right then I felt like we were starting to turn the page on what was a tough start to the season, and I think we've played fairly well since.
So it's interesting. So, Coach, whose team is on a win streak, you're pointing to a loss. Was it the week 2? Is that what you're referring to? The home game?
No,
the one at Buffalo on Halloween. You're referring to
on Halloween. Yeah.
Okay.
I think as the season progresses, you always want to. My thing is I just want to watch us improve. And I think, at the beginning of the season, there was, we weren't improving. And then I think, we were having good practices and playing hard and giving great effort. But, there was just a mistake here. We just weren't playing complimentary football. And I think in that game, in the Buffalo game, it was a loss. But it just felt like we were kind of moving in the right direction.
So let's get into the Saints. The biggest challenge you've been circling on film that you care to share with us going into this game for your preparation this week is what?
Well, defensively, this is one of the best groups in the league. I think Dennis Allen does just a terrific job, with the defense. I think he's an excellent coach. I think they've got a lot of great players. Good rush, good cover, guys, good scheme. So, this is going to be a major challenge for us from that standpoint. And then, Taysom Hill and his ability, as a runner and a scrambler, I think that poses a lot of issues for us as well. So this is a talented team, and we've got our work cut out for us. So, we've got to do a good job in practice. We've got to do a good job preparing, and obviously the environment's going to be electric. So, kind of dealing with that, as a young team. And I'm not sure how many of our guys have been, in this type of atmosphere. So this would be a major challenge for us.
Right. I know if there's anybody who would know how difficult it is to shut out Brady, it would be somebody who's had a front row seat to a lot of his games like you used to. So when you saw that on film, what did you see? What did you see?
I just saw consistently physical play, consistent coverage, rush. They kind of just put all of it together and played a 60-minute ball game where they just apply pressure on every snap. And, that's kind of their play style. It's aggressive, it's physical, really on both sides of the ball, 3 sides of the ball.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.